Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, chapter 7, text 43. Chapi darsayamaso govirjang jalakalmasa jatchakara gale nilam tatcha sadur vibhusana. Chapi darsayamaso suvirjang jalakalmasa jatchakara gale nilam tatcha sadur vibhusanam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. As if in defamation, the poison born from the ocean of milk manifested its potency by marking Lord Shiva's neck with a bluish line. That line, however, is not accepted as an ornament of the Lord. Text 44. Tapyante lokotapeno sadhavo prayasho janaha Paramaradhanam tadhi purusasya tapyante lokotapena sadhava prayusodhanaha paramaradhanam tadhi purusasya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. It is said that great personalities almost always accept voluntarily suffering because of the suffering of people in general. This is considered the highest method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Here is an explanation of how those engaged in activities for the welfare of others are very quickly recognized by Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, Jayidam paramanguyam adbhaktesu abhidhasyati na tasman manuseshu kaschin me priyapurtama. One who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is more dear to me. No one can excel him in satisfying me by forcing. There are different kinds of welfare activities in this material world, but the supreme welfare activity is the spreading of Krishna consciousness. Other welfare activities cannot be effective, for the laws of nature and the results of karma cannot be checked. It is by destiny or the laws of karma that one must suffer or enjoy. For instance, if one is given a court order, he must accept it, whether it brings suffering or profit. Similarly, everyone is under obligations to karma and its reactions. No one can change this. Therefore, the Shastra says, Tasaiva heto prayetet kovida na labhyate jad brahmadang parijya. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto. One should endeavor for that which is never obtained by wandering up and down the universe as a result of reactions of karma. What is that? One should endeavor to become Krishna conscious. If one tries to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, it should be understood to be performing the best welfare activity. The Lord is automatically very pleased with him. If the Lord is pleased with him, what is left for him to achieve? If one has been recognized by the Lord, even if he doesn't ask the Lord for anything, the Lord, who is within everyone, supplies him whatever he wants. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Tesang nityavijuktanang yogakhemam vahamyam. Again, as stated here, tapyante lokotapena sadhavo prayasho jana. The best welfare activity is raising people to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Since the conditioned souls are suffering only for want of Krishna consciousness, the Lord himself also comes to mitigate the suffering of humanity. Jada dvahi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharato abhyuthano adharmasya tadatmano sujamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam dharma sansthapanataya sambhavami juge juge. Whenever and wherever There is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharat, and a predominant rise of irreligion. At that time, I discerned myself to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion. I advent myself millennium after millennium. Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter. All the Shastras conclude, therefore, that spreading the Krishna consciousness movement is the best welfare activity in the world because of the ultimate benefit this bestows upon people in general. The Lord very quickly recognizes the service performed by a devotee. One point most important is here that here is an explanation of how those engaged in activities for the welfare of others are very quickly recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. My spiritual master, Prabhupada, says this thing in his purport. It is said that the great personalities almost always accept voluntary suffering because of the suffering of people in general. This is considered the highest method of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. In purport, Srila Prabhupada says that there are, he says, one who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is most dear to me. No one can excel him in satisfying me by worship. That is, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has said, Jayidam paramanguyam adbhaktesu abhidhasyati na satasman manuseshu kastin me priyaknutamaha. There are different kinds of welfare activities in this material world, but the supreme welfare activity is the spreading of Krishna consciousness. Other welfare activities cannot be effective, for the laws of nature, results of karma cannot be checked. It is by destiny or the laws of karma that one must suffer or enjoy. Isn't it? How the law of karma will be checked? It cannot be checked, as said. Other welfare activities cannot be effective, for the laws of nature and the results of karma cannot be checked. Cannot be checked. Yeah. The reactions of karma cannot be destroyed. How will it be destroyed? How will it be destroyed? Yes. Sarvadharman paitejya mamekam saranam radam tasya papebhya mukesami masucha. The last instruction. Latest concluding instruction. Most confidential, guhyatama instruction of Krishna. Giving up all sorts of religion, just surrender unto my lotus feet. Mamekam saham tasya papebhya mukesami masucha. Don't fear. I will destroy all the reactions of your karma, sinful reactions, everything, whatever there may be. Only Krishna can do. Only Krishna can do. Karmani nirdahanti kintu cha bhakti bhajam. Brahma Samhita says. Karmani nirdahanti kintu cha bhakti bhajam. One who comes to the path of devotional service, complete surrender, thus complete surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna, that in other words, one who develops unalloyed, ananya bhakti, unalloyed devotion, his reactions about karma completely destroyed. Karmani nirdahanti kintu cha bhakti bhava. No other way is there. Only Krishna can do. Nobody else can do. Do you understand? The reaction of karma of a karmi or jnani or yogi cannot be destroyed. Cannot be destroyed. The karmi has to suffer or enjoy as a result of the reaction of his karma. Or jnani, those who are enduring, undergoing very severe austerities and penance and merge in the Brahman effulgence, the jnanis. That reaction of karma is also not destroyed. You understand? That reaction of karma is also not destroyed. Ah, no, they suffer. Arvya kusrena param padam tata patanti adho anadita smadangaya. 10th canto. Bhagavatam says this thing. Ah, they undergo very, very severe austerities, nonsense, and just go to that. Impersonal Brahman effulgence merge there. But they cannot stay there. Again they fall down here. Again they fall down here. So they again undergo different spaces of life. They suffer. Then, so the reactions of karma is not destroyed. Only karmani niddahanti kintu sa bhakti bhajang. Only those who completely surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna, Krishna destroys the reactions of their karma. Nobody else can do it. So one who preaches Krishna consciousness, message of Krishna consciousness throughout the world, inculcates this Krishna consciousness unto them, those who have not developed Krishna consciousness, does the supreme welfare activity. He does the supreme welfare activity. Because all the reactions of his karma will be completely destroyed. Completely destroyed. You understand? He'll never again take birth here, this material world. Krishna says, Janma karamam chanme divyam evam jo veti tattataha tyakta deham punarjanma nayeti mangeti Arjuna. 4th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says. This human form of life, human body, you understand, is the durlabha, rarely achieved. It's rarely achieved. Durlabha janma, rare birth. Out of 84 lakhs of species of life, human form of life, birth is rarely achieved. Durlabha. Because the purpose of this life is to know Krishna in tattva, or get Krishna. Do you understand? To get Krishna. That is the purpose. Bhaktyahu ekayagrajya. Only through bhakti one can approach Krishna and get Krishna. No other way. In other words, we may say that the purpose of the human life is to develop bhakti. Is develop bhakti. Another devotion, complete surrender unto Krishna. That is the purpose of the human form of life. One who does so, he does the supreme welfare activity. One who preaches this Krishna message of Krishna consciousness, makes some person Krishna conscious, will develop unalloyed bhakti, he does the supreme welfare activity. Because that person will never again take birth here in this material world. Janma karmam same divyam evam joveti tattata tekta deham punarjanma naiti mangiti Arjuna. Krishna says, my birth, my appearance, my pastimes, my activity is all spiritual, transcendental. It's not material. One who knows this thing in tattva, in truth. After quitting this body, he goes to me. He will never again take birth here in this material world. You understand? Material world, dukkhalayanga sasudam. This material platform is miserable platform. Dukkhalayanga sasudam. It's temporary and it's miserable platform. There's birth, death, old age, and misery. All are suffering. As long as one is here in this material world, he must suffer. The suffering cannot be mitigated. Life after life, isn't it? After quitting one body, you get another little body. You understand? You get another. In this way, lots of life. He will be suffering here. The suffering cannot be mitigated. You understand? But if someone can develop Krishna consciousness by the mercy of a sadhu Mahatma, you understand? That is the mercy of a sadhu Mahatma. He gives this tattva jnana. You understand? Who gives this tattva jnana, that is mercy. That is daya. Sarva bhute daya. You understand? To bestow mercy or shower mercy upon all living entities. Sarva bhute daya. The Vaishnava does so. Bhakta, Mahatma, Sadhu does so. Out of causeless mercy comes here to this material world to mitigate this suffering of this conditioned souls. Those have forgotten Krishna and have been suffering. Therefore it is said, Vaishnava para dukkhe dukhi. And as a Vaishnava, sadhu, devotee, his heart bleeds, seeing the suffering of the living entities here. His heart bleeds. Because he sees the soul and super soul. He never sees outward bodies. And he says that this soul, this is a soul, that means is eternal part and parcel of Supreme Soul or Supreme Personality Godhead Krishna. But out of ignorance or out of forgetfulness of Krishna, he has been suffering here. The soul has been suffering here. So let me go and mitigate his suffering forever. Forever. How? By inculcating Krishna consciousness unto him. By inculcating Krishna consciousness unto him, I will make him Krishna conscious. Thereby, he will be situated in his constitutional position as a servant of Krishna. Jive Swarupa Hoy Krishna Nitya Das, Mahaprabhu said. This is the real constitutional position, identity of Jiva. He is eternal servant of Krishna. So Sadhu comes here, Vaishnava comes here, Mahatma, Sadhu, Mahatma comes here to inculcate this Krishna consciousness. You understand? So, he does the highest welfare activity. Here in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, Krishna says, Ja idam paramang guhyam mad bhakti subidhasyati na cha tasman manusyeshu tasya me kripya krittama. One who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is most dear to me. No one can excel him in satisfying me by worship. You understand? He is the best because he is doing the best type of welfare activity. He is preaching this message or science of Krishna consciousness throughout the world, inculcating Krishna consciousness into those persons who are not conscious, devoid of consciousness. You understand? If someone will develop Krishna consciousness, become a devotee of Krishna and will be engaged in loving service, then forever suffering will be finished. After quitting this body, he'll go above Krishna's dham, the kingdom, the Lord, where there is no suffering at all. No birth, no death, no old age, no disease. Here, these sufferings are here in this material. So, there are other types of welfare activities. As for example, Daridra Konnadam. You understand? One who is a poor man who cannot get food. So you may feed him. You may give, someone may give him some food. He does some work, some good to him, some welfare activity. And many such organizations are there. You understand? Many such organizations are there in the world. And they recognize this. One who does this welfare activity, he's feeding the poor. He's feeding the hungry persons. You understand? And people also donate. Yes, he's doing nice work. Such nice welfare activity. So donate him, give donation. You see? You understand? The people cannot understand. They have no knowledge at all about soul. They know only this body. Only this body, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And Rogi ko saddan, when is a diseased person, a patient, one who gives him medicine, makes some arrangement of treatment, like Mother Teresa, do you understand? She got highest award, Nobel award for peace, you see. And she gets so much donations throughout the world because she is doing this welfare activity. Uh, you understand? She makes arrangement uh, for the treatment of this suffering humanity. Those who are diseased persons, patients. Uh, she puts bandage on the crippled limbs of a, what is that? Leper, you see, the leper. So, and she is recognized in this world, this human society throughout the world, and the most, let's say, is doing a great welfare activity. And she is awarded this Nobel Prize. And many people, many organizations also giving her donations. If you beg donation for Krishna, nobody will give. Now, what are you doing? You people are doing parasites. You are parasites in the society, not doing anything. What activity are you doing? Therefore, we are doing this thing. Yes, food for life program we have. Yes, we are giving food. We are giving food, which is really food for life. This food for the soul. You are giving food to the body. This body is may finish at any time, you see. Next moment it may finish. Within 10 seconds, the body of this Rajiv Gandhi is finished, you see. So any time, any moment, anisthita, uncertain, and the death will come. Murtyaham sarva harasya. Krishna says, I will come as death and finish everything within a moment, finished. Then, such uncertain, temporary, and you are doing good such temporary thing, this uncertain body. But soul is eternal. It's not temporary. Do you understand? So doing good to the soul, so different types, here he says, Prabhupada says, other welfare activities, different types of welfare activities. The welfare activity of doing good to the body, doing good to the mind, and doing good to the soul. Do you understand? Out of these three types, those who are feeding the poor, feeding the hungry people, they are doing some good, serving the, do you understand? Putting bandage onto the crippled limb of the leper, making some arrangements of the treatment of the diseased persons, they are doing some good to the body. It's temporary. You understand? After when this body is dead, again he will get another material body. So again there will be hunger, and again there will be disease. Now how far you are now successful in mitigating his suffering? You understand? As long as one is in this material world, life after life, one will be getting one after another this material body, he must be suffering. Suffering cannot be finished. So, such type of welfare activity is temporary, and this body is meant for body. If body is temporary, after finishing death, one body, another material body will be available. So, again, there will be suffering. How can one mitigate his suffering forever? But one who inculcates Krishna consciousness unto someone, he is mitigates the suffering forever. Mangev smukta kalevaram japrayati samadbhavati nastitra sansaya. Krishna says this. At the time of death, if someone can think of me and quit this body, he'll never be born again here. There will be no rebirth in this material world. So he'll never suffer again. He'll be transferred, elevated to my kingdom, where there is no birth, no death, no old age, no disease. Finished. No suffering at all. The one who does this type of welfare activity is the topmost. Topmost welfare activity, supreme welfare activity, real welfare activity. Forever his suffering is finished, isn't it? Similarly, doing good to the mind. Those who cannot get education out of poverty, cannot go to schools and colleges, get education. So some benevolent persons are there, charitable organizations also there, persons are there. They grant him some scholarship, give him some money, so they will continue their study. Just get this material education. Thereby they are doing some good to the mind. This doing some good to the mind, is not to the soul. As long as there is mental body, there is mental mind. You understand? Mana, buddhi, ahankar, mind, intelligence, and false ego. These are subtle elements. Three subtle elements constitute the subtle body. You understand? These are constituents of the subtle body. Mind, intelligence, and false ego. When the soul leaves this gross body, that means when one gross body dies, is finished. The soul leaves the subtle body and enters into another gross body. So that mind is there, that intelligence is there, and the false ego is there. You understand? Again, he will be engaged in all material activities there. Sense gratification there. So, doing good to the mind, that means giving material education, is a temporary. Welfare activity is not eternal. You understand? The soul is not benefited at all thereby. If someone will give spiritual education, this education of Krishna consciousness is the real education. Develop Krishna consciousness, so he can understand who is he. I am Krishna Das. I am servant of Krishna. You understand? So he'll be engaged in the service of Krishna. He'll develop Krishna consciousness and engage in the service of Krishna. So at the time of death, he'll think of Krishna and go to Krishna's abode. Forever his suffering is finished. So all these things, these activities, these welfare activities, are not real welfare activities, are eternal welfare activities. Yes, the temporary welfare activities. As a result, this person will get one after another the mental body and suffer. His suffering will never be mitigated forever. You understand? We say, if it is possible, we'll gather all the persons of the world, all the human beings, you see, and world, and take vote. We will take vote. We'll keep boxes, ballot box. One ballot box is for Satkarma. These all welfare activities like feeding the poor, giving money to the poor, and serving the poor, serving the, motherland, state, country, isn't it? And giving material education to the poor, you understand? These are Satkarma, auspicious activity, you understand? We say Satkarma in one way, they say. This is one ballot box will for this. Another ballot box will be for bhakti, Bhagavad Bhakti. Do you understand? So, if possible, we'll gather all the people of the world and take vote. We'll get more number of votes. We'll get. The welfare activity, that box, in that box, almost all votes will be cast there. Do you understand? By chance, 1% vote may be available. May be available for Bhagavad Bhakti. Do you understand? By chance, 1% vote. Out of 100, one may. give vote, Bhagavad Bhakti. Again, that bhakti is Karma Mishra Bhakti. Do you understand? We can divide bhakti in three categories. Karma Mishra, Jnana Mishra, and pure Suddha Bhakti. Do you understand? Bhakti mixed with karma and jnana, Mishra Bhakti and Suddha Bhakti. Mixed Bhakti and pure Bhakti. So, one vote, 1% vote will be cast in Mishra Bhakti, Karma Mishra Bhakti. And that ballot box for pure devotion, Suddha Bhakti, will get nil vote, zero vote, no vote. Nobody will cast any vote there. Isn't it? Nobody will cast. Do you understand? That is what it is said. But all these short karma, so-called, that Daridra Kvananda, that means feeding the poor, or feeding the hungry person, giving a medicine to the diseased person, and giving material education to a poor person like that. These are, we say, punya karma, auspicious activities. Do you understand? And suniti, morality, activity based on morality. We may say like that. But this is not bhakti. This is not bhakti. The so-called materialistic persons say or think that this is dharma. But this is not at all paradharma, supreme dharma, at all. Not at all. You understand? It is better to help a poor than stealing others' property. Isn't it? It's better to help the poor than stealing others' property. It is better to marry and accept a wife, do you understand, and enjoy her, than it's better than to become, what you say, woman hunter, parastri. Do you understand? Gaman. It's better to serve your parents, do you understand, than to enjoy the woman and run after the woman, like as if they are enjoyable objects. It's like this, we say. This is what we say in our Vaishnava philosophy. This is suniti or punya karma. Is auspicious activity or moral activities. Activities based on moral principles. Do you understand? It's a suniti. But it is not bhakti. It's not bhakti. It cannot be equal with bhakti. Do you understand? These things, these activities cannot be equal with bhakti. What to speak of equality? When Mahaprabhu says, these are detrimental to Bhagavad Bhakti. Detrimental. You understand? Detrimental to Bhagavad Bhakti. You understand? So Mahaprabhu says this, Krishna Bhakti Ravadhako Jato Subha Subha Karma Seyako Jivero Jnana Tama Dharma Jnana Vairagyadi Bhakti Ro Kubhuno Yongo Ahimsa Jama Niyamadi Bhule Krishna Bhakta Sunga. Mahaprabhu's teaching. This Subha Subha Karma, these auspicious activities, punya karmas, these are detrimental to Krishna Bhakti. You understand? Jivero jnanatama dharma, Mahaprabhu says. Jivero jnanatama, those who are engaged in such activities, they are most ignorant fools. Most ignorant, jnanatama dharma, Mahaprabhu says. Because these are detrimental to Krishna Bhakti. You understand? Detrimental to Krishna Bhakti. Jnana Vairagyadi Bhakti ro kabhunayango ahimsa jamanyamadi bhule Krishna Bhakta Sangha. This jnana and vairagya. You understand vairagya? Detachment. Jnana and vairagya are not the limbs of bhakti. Are not the limbs of bhakti. Ahimsa jamanyamadi bhule Krishna Bhakta. One will develop. One who is Krishna Bhakta. One who is unalloyed, developed unalloyed devotion and lotus feet of Krishna. The ahimsa, jama, niyama, jnana, vairagya run behind him. If he kicks them, still they will run. You understand? The Mahaprabhu says, jnana, vairagya di bhakti ro kahunayanga. Bhagavad also says that thing. First canto Srimad Bhagavatam, you will find this thing. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Asuvairagyam Jnanam Chajadahitagam. First canto Srimad Bhagavatam says this thing. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayati Asuvairagyam Jnanam Chajadahitagam. One was developed Bhakti Yoga, Vasudeva Bhakti, Bhakti unto Vasudeva, or Krishna. One was developed taste for hearing Krishna Katha, nectarian Krishna Katha. You understand? It's developed Sudha Bhakti, devotion, and as a result, this Jnana and Vairagya automatically develops. Automatically. It runs behind it. That Mahaprabhu says. You understand? That Mahaprabhu says. Therefore, विधि धर्म छाड़ी भोजे कृष्णेर चरण काम त्यजी कृष्ण भोजे शास्त्र आज्ञा मानी देव ऋषि पितृ दिगे कभु नहे ऋणी विधि धर्म छाड़ी भोजे कृष्णेर चरण निषिद्ध पापाचार तार कभु नहे मन अज्ञान बा हो यदि पाप उपस्थित कृष्ण तार क्षमा करे शुद्ध करे ना कराए प्रायश्चित महाप्रभु says. One who is doing, as yesterday we are discussing that thing, and doing Pritiparbaka bhajana. Do you understand? Doing bhajan, Krishna bhajan with love. Do you understand? Because we have this loving relationship, eternal loving relationship with Krishna, the Lord Hari. Kirtaniya sada Hari. Why it is said? Why Hari is Kirtaniya? Why Hari is bhajaniya? Because we have this loving relationship with Him. Do you understand? Eternal loving relationship, not temporary. Do you understand? This eternal loving relationship we have with Bhagavan Hari, Krishna. Therefore, he is bhajaniya. We do Hari bhajan. Therefore, one who is such a person, do you understand? With whom you have this loving relationship is automatic. That you always think of him. Because you have a loving relationship with him. You cannot forget him for a moment. You must occupy your mind. In this material world also, you find, to whom you love, you think of. You always think of him. And you develop, you like to hear about him or her, or speak about him or her, and serve him or her. And always think of him or her, because you don't love for him or her. Isn't it? It's natural. As a mother has natural affection towards her children, child, son or daughter, towards her son. Suppose her son is away from her, lives in some foreign country. Do you understand? So mother, out of affection, always thinks of her son. Do you understand? Always thinks of her son. This is affection, love, Vatsalya. Do you understand? When son returns, comes back, mother, out of affection, embraces him and says, "Oh, my son, I have been always thinking of you. Always thinking of you. And very often I see, as if you are coming, your face, I see your face." Isn't it? Because he's always thinking of her son. Yes, some affection and love towards her son. This is a question of Priti. But Krishna, Lord Hari, is the only object of affection and love. Priti Vastu, isn't it? Krishna is the only object of love, nobody else. And that love is eternal. Nitya Siddho Priti Samandho. You understand? Eternally perfect love. Perfect loving relationship with Krishna and Hari. So Krishna says, "Manmana bhav bhakta majjadi mang namaskara." So think of me. Don't forget me for a moment. Unless you develop love for Krishna, how can you think of him? Every moment. You can't. That means, in other words, you cannot do Hari Bhajan unless you develop love for Krishna. You understand? So you cannot forget him even for a moment. Manmana bhava. Always think of me, put me in your mind. Yes, because he is the object of love. Only object of love. Not bhakta, become my devotee. That become my servant. Serve him. Yes. I like to serve. the person whom he loves. Yes. There is pleasure in that service. The Krishna is the only object of love. Therefore, we are his servants. It's our eternal constitutional position. And in serving Krishna, we get happiness and pleasure. Thereby Krishna is pleased and you will also be pleased. It's reciprocal. Do you understand? Mother Bhakta, become my Bhakta, my servant. Madhjaji, worship me. Mang namaskuru, pay obeisance unto me. Because he is the only object of love. Otherwise, you cannot do this thing. If you can't develop such love towards Krishna, you cannot do bhajan. You cannot serve him. That's a fact. So, kamatyaji Krishna bhade, shastragyamani, devarusi pitrudiger, kahuno eruni. One who develops such a level of devotion unto Krishna, he has no other desires. Anna bhidhasta sunyam jnana karmadi anabruta anukulyena Krishna anushrana bhakti uttama. Rupa Goswami says. No other abhilas, no other desire is there. Desire for material enjoyment, desire for liberation. There is no such desire. Anukulyena Krishna anushrana. Only to serve Krishna favorably and giving pleasure. Bhavatad bhaktira hetu ki tvayi. Mahaprabhu Sika is the Na dhanam na dhanam na sundarim kavitam va jagadisha kamoye. Mama janmani janmaniswari bhavatad bhaktira hetu ki tvayi. This is Mahaprabhu Sika. Same thing. No other desire. No desire for material wealth, no desire for material enjoyment, no desire for enjoying beautiful woman, no desire for liberation, life after life. I'll serve your lotus feet. Yes. You understand? One who has developed such Krishna bhakti, Shastra Agyamani, because it's said in Shastra, Sadhu, Shastra, Guru. Sadhu has said, Shastra has said, Guru has said, and who is doing this thing, Deva Rusi Pitrudiger Kahuno Eruni. He has paid back all the debts to the demigods, to the rishis, to the ancestors, forefathers. All debts are paid back. Otherwise, nobody can pay back these debts. Vidhi dharma chari bhaje Krishnera charana. Nisiddha papachar tar kobhuno emano. Ajnana ba hoy jodi pap upasthito. Krishna tare suddha kori na karay prayaschito. Do you understand? This rag marga bhajan. Vidhi dharma chari. Vaidhi, you see, we have Vaidhi bhakti, then rag bhakti, then prem bhakti. Do you understand? Three. Vaidhi bhakti, this is beginning stage, first stage, initial stage, is Vaidhi. Vaidhi means, what do you say? To follow regulatory principles, Vedic principles. Do you understand? That is Vaidhi. Do you understand? This will enable you, this will make your heart purify, cleanse of all material dots. If you follow the Vedic regulatory principles under the guidance of a bona fide Guru and develop bhakti, this will enable you to cleanse the material dots from your heart. That means it will enable you to step into Raga Marga, to Raga Bhakti, Bhav Bhakti. Do you understand? So when someone steps into this Raga Marga, steps into the Raga Bhakti, there is no need of following these vidhis. Do you understand? Because he has transcended that stage by thee. Vidhi dharma chari bhaje Krishnera. Because in that stage one forgets himself. Completely absorbed in Krishna. Do you understand? Completely absorbed in service of Krishna, and he is in an ecstatic mode. Ecstatic mode. Do you understand? In an ecstatic mode. When one completely forgets himself. He exists. He forgets his own existence at that stage. So, when someone forgets his own existence, how can he follow the regulatory principles? No question at all. That is said. Vidhi dharma chari bhaje Krishner charana. Nisiddha papachartar kobhuno eman. His mind is completely absorbed in the lotus feet of Krishna. So how sinful thought will enter into his mind? No question at all. নিষিদ্ধ পাপাচার কবু না। অজ্ঞানে হয় যদি পাপ উপস্থিত, কৃষ্ণ তার শুদ্ধ করেই না করে। Unconsciously. If unconsciously some sinful thought enters into mind, Krishna excuses him. Krishna excuses. Who knows the heart? Krishna is there in your heart. Krishna knows in the heart this desire is not there. He's completely engaged in my loving service. He has completely forgotten himself, his own existence. Complete absorption is unconscious. This is unconsciously done. So Krishna excuses him. There's no question of atonement for him. Do you understand? Example is Billamangal. Example is Billamangal. When Billamangal became completely sadhu and was going to Vrindavan, on the way, by chance, he saw, he cast a glance over a maiden who was taking bath in the tank, isn't it? It by chance. Unconsciously. Do you understand? It's unconsciously. But if you say sadhu, so Shastra says sadhu means a dear devotee of Krishna. If someone will serve a sadhu, then Krishna will be pleased. Our life will be successful. All right, go. Go to that sadhu, ask him what he wants from you. Give him that. Serve him, please him. So that woman came here, getting the permission from her husband. It's just a lady. You understand? When husband allows, gives permission, she can come. Otherwise, she cannot come to the other male person. Thereby, her chastity will be spoiled. But husband says, allows. The husband says, he came. Paid obeisance, O sadhu, Mahatma, alight. What service can I render to you? Whatever you want from me, please tell, I'll do. I'll give you. Soon as she said like that, Villamal Thakur became conscious. Oh, this eye has put me in such trouble, you see. This eye. So immediately took up thorns and pierced into his eyes and blinded himself. Became blind. That it says. অজ্ঞানে বা হয় যদি পাপ উপস্থিত কৃষ্ণ তার শুদ্ধ করে না করে প্রায়শ্চিত. This is example. Can anybody become blind? Thrusting thorns into his eyes? No. Develop such Krishna consciousness, such absorption. You understand? So he did it. And Krishna knows that in his heart there is no desire. No such desire. It's completely finished. No material desire is there. It's unconsciously done. Krishna excuses him. And immediately Krishna came there. When he became blind, he was going to Vrindavan. How could he go now? Blind person. So immediately Krishna came to him and said, Oh, sadhu, you are going to Vrindavan. All right, come with me. Catch hold of this stick. So the blind man will lead. You understand? A person who has eyes will lead a blind man. So Krishna led him to Vrindavan. So how? If he is a sinful person, can Krishna come to him? No. Krishna knows. It's unconsciously done. Ajnana va hoy jadi pap upasthito, Krishna tar suddha kare na kare. So it's unconscious done. Krishna excuses. And there's no question of atonement at all. This is bhakti. Therefore it's said, one who is a bhakta, those who completely surrender unto Hari Guru Vaishnava, Father Padma, the lotus feet of Hari Guru Vaishnava, there is no question at all committing any sinful activity. Any sinful activity. That sinful thought will never enter into his mind. You understand? Completely surrender. Therefore, a Vaishnava, a Bhakta is not a sinful person. And other words, a sinful person is not a Vaishnava. You understand? Is not a Vaishnava. By chance, you understand, unconsciously, as you say, by chance or unconsciously, if some sinful thought enters into the mind of such completely surrendered soul Vaishnava, Krishna excuses him. You understand? And there's no question of doing some atonement. So, it is said, the sunniti or punya karma, the moral activity, the activities based on moral principles, and these auspicious punya karma activities are not bhakti, and by doing such activities, nobody can develop bhakti. Rather, it is detrimental, these are detrimental to Krishna bhakti. You understand? It is said. So, the only chief symptom of the Vaishnava Bhakta is completely surrendered and is a completely surrendered soul unto the lotus feet of Krishna. That is chief symptom. Other symptoms are, what do you say, Gauna, secondary. That will develop automatically. Jasyasti bhakti bhagavati kinchana sarvai gunaistutra samaste sura harava bhaktasya kuta mahadguna manarthana sati dhavatavahi. Therefore it is said. One who has developed our devotion, completely surrendered soul, all godly qualities with the demigods manifest in his person. Automatic. Means gauna, secondary, automatic. As for example, we say anusanga phala lava. If you grow, if you plant a mango plant, you see, you plant a mango plant for getting mango, isn't it? Very sweet mango. So the big tree it became a very big tree. So blossoms came, then again mango fruit came, ripened, and you get mango. But at the same time, you get cool shade, isn't it? Very cool shade, and some fuel also, twigs, leaves, mango blossoms, very sweet scented, isn't it? Very cool shade. It's automatic available. But your purpose is to get right mango, sweet mango. Therefore, you have planted this mango tree. Do you understand? Similarly, it's anusanga phalelabha. Do you understand? We say anusanga phalelabha. It's automatically. It is available. If chief symptom is there, the secondary ones are automatic. No endeavor should be made for it. That is stated. So, here, Jiva Goswami has said one thing. In Bhakti Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami has quoted many shastric conclusions. You understand? Shastric evidences. He has said, he has quoted. In Skanda Puran, there's a Rebakhondo, Brahma's statement, he has mentioned there. Sakarta sarvadharmanam bhakto jastava kesava. Sakarta sarvapapanam jono bhaktastabachyuta. Papam bhavati dharmopi tava bhakti kruto hare. Nishesha dharmakarta vapyo bhakto narake hare. Sadatishthati bhaktaste brahmapi vimuchyati. Quoting Skanda Purana Revakhanda, Jiva Goswami says, Prabhu says, in Bhakti Sandarbha, Brahmaji says, O Kesava, one who is your devotee, he executes all sorts of dharma. Executes all sorts of dharma. Again, O Achyuta, who is not your devotee, he commits all sorts of pap, sinful. You understand? He commits all sorts of pap. Oh, Hari! Those who are not devotees, not your devotees, if they will do some so-called dharma, still that is pap. That is pap. That is sinful activity. One who is not your devotee, he commits all sorts of pap. If he is engaged in so-called philanthropic activities, serving the people, serving the country, sacrificing his life for the country, do you understand? It's so-called dharma, auspicious, yeah, punya karma. If he does, still he goes to hell. Still he goes to hell. Because that is sinful activity. Because that activity is not done unto the service of Krishna. Do you understand? But one who is your bhakta, devotee, if he commits brahmahatya, if he kills a brahmana, he is excused of all sinful reactions. As for example, Arjuna. Arjuna killed many brahmanas in battle of Kurukshetra, isn't it? He killed his superiors. Bhishma, Drona is a brahmana, Acharya is guru. You understand? His kith and kin, friends, relatives, he killed everybody. So, did he commit any sinful activity? No. He's excused of all sinful activities, he says. But you thought if someone is your bhakta, devotee, completely engaged in your loving service, if he kills a brahmana, still he is excused of that path. You understand? This is what Jiva Goswami said in Bhakti Sandarbha. Because a bhakta cannot do any sinful activity. Whatever he does for service of Krishna. The Arjuna's killing in the battlefield of Krishna is loving service unto Krishna. Isn't it? Thereby he gave pleasure to Krishna. How will it be sinful activity? That he says, Brahmahatya. So in Padma Puran it is said, he quotes, but in Padma Puran, Jiva Goswami says, Mannimittam kritam papamopi dharmaya kalpate mamanadruta dharmopi papam sanmat prabhavato vartamanancho jad papam jad bhutam jad bhavishyati tat sarvam nirdhati asu Govinda nala kirtanat. Jiva Goswami quotes this thing. Bhakti Sandarbha from Padma Puran. This says that if my bhakta, Bhagavan says, if my bhakta does some sinful activity for me, do you understand? If my bhakta does some sinful activity for me, do you understand? That sinful activity transforms into dharma. Do you understand? The example is Arjuna. Do you understand? If someone disregarding me, disobeying me, or disregarding me, does so-called dharma, that becomes pap. You understand? That becomes pap. So, whatever pap one may have committed in the past, whatever is committing now, whatever he may commit in the future, whatever that may be, they all will be completely burnt into ashes if someone is completely surrendered into the holy name of the Lord and chant holy name under the guidance of a bona fide Guru. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Govinda, Nalakirtana. That Jiva Goswami has quoted this. This is tattva. Because pap or punya, sinful activity and auspicious activity. Punya karma is not soul's activity. Activity done by body and mind. Soul's activity is to serve Krishna, to completely surrender unto Krishna and render loving service unto him. That is soul's activity. Atma buddhi. Do you understand? So, pap karma and punya karma is deha dharma or mano dharma. Is deha dharma, dharma of the body, dharma of the mind. But Krishna bhakti is the dharma of the soul. Do you understand me? Is dharma of the soul. Atma-buddhi. Is Atma-buddhi. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said that thing in Krishna Samhita. That is said. That is said. So, therefore, one who is completely surrendered under the lotus feet of Krishna, in other words, has developed unalloyed devotion. He can't see Krishna Bhakti. So, in his heart or mind, there is no question of pap or punya. No tinge of this desire is there. Pap or punya. No question at all. No tinge of desire is there. Pap or punya. You understand? And by chance, if such, like Mangal Thakur, by chance, if some thoughtful, and say, sinful thought enters into his mind, it is immediately destroyed by what? By bhakti. Krishna tara khyama kare, na karata. Krishna excuses him. Because Krishna knows the heart. Because in the heart, there is no such thing, no such desire. It's completely finished. It's by chance. Unconsciously, as Mangal Thakur. So these are our tattva vichar. And in Bhakti Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami has discussed all these things. So, the bija that we are saying, bija means seed. Seed of the sinful activity. What is the seed of the sinful activity? Ignorance, avidya. You understand? Avidya. Avidya is the seed of the sinful activity. When this seed will be completely destroyed, so there will be no question of committing any sinful activity. As long as the seed is not destroyed, one may commit. Isn't it? One may commit. Example is given, Vansanala. You see, there is a jungle of bamboos. Jungle of bamboo. Bamboo jungle. Do you understand? Forest fire. So there is forest fire. The whole jungle is burnt to ashes. Do you understand? Whole jungle is burnt to ashes in forest fire. So apparently one may see there is no jungle at all. It is all burnt to ashes. But its seed is underneath the ground. It is not burnt. Seed is there. When there is shower of rain, it again germinates. Isn't it? Again germinates because seed is there under the ground. Similarly, those who are jnanis. Jnanis means those who merge into the Brahman effulgence. Mumukhya, muktikami. You understand? And those who want liberation. Jnanis. They undergo very severe types of penances and austerities and go up to there. Impersonal Brahman effulgence merge. But the seed of sinful activity is not destroyed. Apparently, they are not committing any sinful activity, apparently. Like in the forest fire, the whole bamboo jungle is finished, burnt to ashes. They are very strict brahmacharis. You understand? Strict brahmachari, only drinking milk, not eating anything. You understand? Payopana, very strictly observing celibacy. You understand? Kathin brahmacharya dharana. But not rendering any loving service unto Krishna. You understand? Doing jama, niyam, asana, pranayam, all these things. Dhyana, dharana, samadhi, all these things. Not committing any sinful act. But the seed of sinful activity is there, avidya, ignorance is there. It is not finished. You understand? As for example, Vishwamitra Muni, for 60,000 years, Not 1 year or 2 years or 60 years, 60,000 years he did this thing. Jama, niyama, asana, pranayama, dhyan, dharana, samadhi, he did all these things. 60,000 years. You understand? But what happened when Menaka came, a prostitute from heavenly planet came, so he fell down. You understand? He enjoyed her. He enjoyed her, he fell down, a child was born. You understand? Sakuntala. You understand? Child was born. So, because the seed is not destroyed. Seed is ignorance. Seed of the sinful activity is ignorance. And how will it be destroyed? How the seed will be destroyed? By Jnana sadhana you cannot destroy the seed. So such great jnanis, yogis, do you understand? He has acquired very wonderful mystic power. You understand? That Vishwamitra Muni, Saubhari Muni also, thousands years he entered into the water and did samadhi, penance, sadhana. You understand? Very wonderful mystic power they have achieved. But they are not free from sinful activity because the seed is not destroyed. As soon as he got out of this, Saubhara Muni got out from water, he went to Mandhata, the king, and asked for one of her daughters to marry such an old man. You understand? And he has such mystic power that a young girl, why a young girl will accept such an old man as her husband? A old man. You understand? So, by dint of his mystic power, he immediately became a very handsome young man. Very handsome young man. So, Mandhata had 50 daughters. All accepted him as a husband. All accepted. I say enjoyed them. Then what is this? Because that seed is not destroyed. This is the case with Saubhari Muni. This is the case with Vishwamitra Muni. Because they are not devotees. They have not rendered any devotional service unto Krishna. They are always thinking of themselves, how they can be liberated. They are not thinking of the others. They are so selfish persons. Prahlad Maharaja said that. Maune charanti vijane so vimukti kama na prarthanistha. Prayana deva munaya so vimukti kama. Maune charanti vijane so vimukti kama na prarthanistha. The demigods, these munis like Vishwamitra Muni, Saubhari Muni, mystic yogis, all this, they go to the secluded place for their own liberation. They do sadhana. They never think of the welfare of the others. They are so selfish. So the seed of sinful activity is not destroyed. Jnanata, the ignorance is there. Therefore they again fall down. The example is Vishwamitra Muni, Saubhari Muni. So, but a bhakta is completely surrendered unto Krishna and completely engaged, loving service unto the lotus feet of Krishna. The seed is completely destroyed. Seed of sinful activity, ignorance is completely destroyed. So he cannot commit any sinful activity. That it is said. That it is said. You understand? So many things are there. So Lord Shivana came out and drank this sun-like poisons that have come out from the churning of milk ocean. All were afraid of this poison. Lord Shiva came out. Shiva was such a powerful person. He could drink sun-like poison and assimilated it. Only his throat became blue and known as Nilakanta. From that day is known as Nilakanta. That's become as an ornament to him. Shiva is because Shivaji is such a great devotee. They are devotee of Lord Vishnu. Thereby he gave pleasure to Krishna. Pleasure to Krishna. That's Shivaji has said that in previous verse has gone. So a bhakta, a devotee can take any risk. Any risk. He can take any risk to please the Lord. Just means to stay Jagat Tushta. Lord Hari is pleased, Krishna is pleased, the whole world will be pleased. By drinking, he took such risk. Shivaji took such risk because he is such a Vaishnava, sadhu, great devotee. They are devotee of Lord Vishnu. So he took such risk, drank full poison, sun-like poison. Thereby he pleased Lord Hari and saved the whole world. That means whole world is pleased. Otherwise the whole world will have been destroyed. This is the purport. Thank you. Then Abhidhaya Tattva is Bhakti Tattva. Then number three, third, is Prayodhana Tattva or Prayodhana Siddhi, that is Prem. Is love. You understand? Pure love is not lost. That means we have this natural love for Krishna. You understand? That is natural with the soul. With the soul. So service should be rendered with love. So it is a loving service. Premamaya Seva. Based on love. And that is the prayodhana, that is the lasting, ultimate attainment. We'll achieve that prey. That means, in other words, we'll get Krishna. Because Krishna is bound up with that love. When you can render this loving service unto Krishna, then Krishna is bound up. That is the ultimate aim, the mission of your life. And Mahaprabhu says, and these Mayavadi philosophers that don't know this thing, therefore they fall down from Brahman effulgence. Here it is said, Krishna sarane hoy jodi anurag, Krishna bin anyatratar nahi roerag. If someone is fortunate, he develops his attachment, love and attachment towards the lotus feet of Krishna. Then he will never develop any attachment to anything or anybody. You understand? Anyatratar nahi roerag. Automatically, all the attachments, material attachments, bodily attachments will be seized. Do you understand? Will be ended. No longer there will be. Do you understand? And automatically you will develop detest for it. Detest. Only you have developed taste and attachment for Krishna. Lotus feet of Krishna. You understand? Here it is said. This is a test of advancement in devotional service. Bhakti parasyanubhavo virakti annatrasya. You see. In bhakti, a devotee's only attachment is Krishna. He no longer wants to maintain his attachment to many other things. Then he will never be in anxiety how to maintain my body or maintain my family, how to give my sons and daughters in marriage. How can I earn money and get paid? Where will it be? Where will it be? Finished. You understand? Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, now I am free from all these anxieties by taking complete shelter at your lotus feet, O Lord. Do you understand? I am free from all these anxieties. Previously, prior to this, I was in so much anxiety. I was always thinking about these things, nasty things. Now it is all finished. Now I have completely surrendered myself unto your lotus feet, O Krishna. So now I am free from all this anxiety. Now he is only thinking of Krishna. And this is test, he says. Bhaktir parasyanubhavo viraktir annatrasyat. A devotee's only attachment is Krishna. He no longer wants to maintain his attachment to many other things. But Maharaja, in the 11th canto Srimad Bhagavatam says this thing. Bhakti, this is the test, symptom that you are making advancement in this path of bhakti. This is test. Bhakti paresanubhava viraktir annatra saisatri eko kala prapadyamanasya jathasnataha syus pusti kyudupaya anughas. Isn't it? Gopinath Prabhu, you understand? Huh? Don't understand? Huh? Some. Yes, tell me, what do you understand?
By executing devotional service, just obey the one who meditated.
Huh?
By executing devotional service, just obey the one who meditated the protection.
This much you understood. Now something more. You say, Bhakti parasanubhavo viraktir annatra saisattrika ekakala prapadyamanasya jathasnata syo tusti pusti kyudupaya anughasa. Do you understand? This example is given here. Jathasnataha syo tusti pusti kyudupaya anughasa. You are hungry. Do you understand? Very hungry. Hunger is there in the stomach. Huh? So, when you take one morsel of food, one morsel, do you understand? Then simultaneously, do you understand? You get some satisfaction. And simultaneously, some portion of your stomach is filled also. Simultaneously, your hunger is decreasing. It's simultaneously three things. Tusti, pusti, kyudapaya. Huh? Isn't it? Every morsel, with every morsel of our food, you find these three things simultaneously. Isn't it? Satisfaction, filling of the stomach, and decrease of the hunger. Similarly, bhakti paresanubhavo virakti annatra chaisatri kaikakala prapadyamanasya. These three things simultaneously. You understand? If someone is completely surrendered unto the lotus feet of Krishna and developed unalloyed attachment or devotion unto the lotus feet of Krishna, do you understand? Unalloyed attachment, only one pointed, no attachment, is not multi-pointed attachment. One pointed attachment. Only one attachment, the lotus feet of Krishna, then simultaneously you will be detached to all other material objects and persons. Virakti. This is virakti. It will be simultaneously developed. Then also you will serve the lotus feet of Krishna, thereby you get some pleasure. You understand? Some pleasure. And also every moment, always only you see all beautiful form of Krishna. Simultaneously these three things will take place. This is the test. This is test. This is test. When these three things will simultaneously take place, then you can understand that you have really developed this unalloyed devotion, and now developed prem, love, and only attachment to the lotus feet of Krishna. So automatically, other things are detached. That it is said here. Krishna bino anyatrata nahi rahe rago. Do you understand? Anyatrata nahi rahe rago. But the Mahabharata philosophers, they don't know this. So they have now attached to so many things. Some philanthropic activities, some politics, some quarreling, some fighting, some biting. So many things. Because they have not developed attachment towards the lotus feet of Krishna, and they are not, in other words, they have not established their relationship with Krishna, which is the only relationship. Only relationship. Do you understand? So it is said. Iti achyutangring bhadatonavruttyaha bhaktir viraktir bhagavata prabodha bhavanti vai bhagavatasya rajan tatah parang santi upaiti sakyat. Do you understand? No. Why not? 11th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd chapter, 33rd verse. Remember, note it down. Very important verse. Iti achyutangring bhadatonavruttya bhaktir viraktir bhagavata prabodha bhavanti vai bhagavatasya rajan tatah parang santing upaiti sakyat. This is said. Narada Muni, great says Narada says to Vasudev, this is Narada's statement, Vasudev, O king, you just now practice this Krishna bhajan. You understand? Engage yourself. The bhajan of lotus feet of Krishna. You understand? Develop your attachment to the lotus feet of Krishna. Develop your attachment to his dear devotees. Do you understand? Then automatically you'll achieve bhakti, and automatically you'll acquire this tattva jnana, Bhagavad tattva jnana. And automatically you'll be detached. You'll develop detachment. What's all the material affairs and material relationships? Three things will automatically come up. This says, Bhakti atitang hring bhadatanavritya bhaktir viraktir bhagavata prabodho bhavanti vai bhagavatasya rajan tatah param santim upaiti sakya. Something. Only. Because that is the only, this is the Atma-vruti. This is the natural activity or dharma of the soul. When it will be established in the dharma of the soul, automatically the dharma of a body and dharma of mind will be finished. No more. No more. You will develop distaste for it. And you have not established this thing, therefore you are now on this unnatural dharma of body and dharma of mind. So you are suffering. You understand? So you are suffering. Here said, Aham hare tava padeika mulo dasanudasod bhavitasmi bhuya manah smarena supatir gunanang gunittabak karma karotu kaya. Isn't it? 6th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. These are famous verses. Get it, get it. 6th canto, 11th chapter, 24th verse. Says this thing. Aham hare tava padeika mula dasanudasod bhavitasmi bhuya manah smarena supatir gunanang gunittabak karma karotu kaya. Do you understand, Gopinath? It is quite natural. He said, yes, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written it in poem form. Chinu tavo nityo daso gole bandhi maya paso. Chinu tavo nityo daso gole bandhi maya paso. Sansare painu nana kleso. Sansare painu ebe puna kariya so hoya to bodha serda so. Ebe puna kariya so hoya to bodha serda so. Bhoji pai tobo bhakti leso. Bhoji pai তব নাম জিহ্বা করু প্রাণ কর দয় তব কর্মা করিয়া লবুক শর্ম কর তব পদে সম্পিনু পরাণ তব পদে You understand? Gopinath? Huh? Why are you not understanding this thing? Gopinath is so cheating. Isn't it? Gopinath cheater. Cheating. Huh? Thinu tava nityadas gole bandhi maya paas sansare painu nana clash. You understand? Oh Lord, I am your eternal servant, but alas, I had become Mayadas. You understand? That Maya Pisachi, Maya the witch, huh? Just entrapped me. I was entrapped by the net of Maya Pass. He put that net on my throat, gully, huh? Made me her servant. Therefore I suffered so much in this material world, becoming Maya's das. Now, ebe puno koriya swaya tavo daser das bhaji pai tavo bhakti leis. Now I completely surrender myself. I now kick Maya. And now I completely surrender myself unto your lotus feet, unto the servant. I'm servant of your lotus feet. Do you understand? Now I am engaged every moment in your bhajan of your lotus feet. Do you understand? Praneshwara tava guna now. Oh, Lord of my heart, late. My mind again and again think of you. Think of your transcendental qualities, attributes. Let my tongue chant incessantly your holy name. Let my hands engaged in your loving service. Now I completely dedicate myself at your lotus feet. There's nobody else than you within this material world mind. You understand? That means he now establishes his relationship with Krishna. So automatically he cuts off all other relationships, and all the relationships are automatically cut off. And all his body, whole body, all of the limbs of his body, senses, are engaged in Krishna's loving service. This is test. So there is no more suffering now. No other relationship. So why there will be suffering? Huh? Mind is always engaged in thinking of Krishna. You understand? Tongue is always engaged in chanting his holy name. Huh? Eye is always engaged in seeing the beautiful form of Krishna. Ears are engaged always in hearing the nectarian katha of Krishna. Hands are always engaged in rendering loving service to Krishna. And legs are always engaged in circumambulating Krishna's dham, Krishna's temple. So, all limbs are engaged. So why suffering? Huh? Do you understand?